Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome to WestNPeace. This is the Bible in a Year series. We're on day 12. I'm sorry, it's July 12th. We're on day 9. Okay, I'm locked. I don't know that I've been introducing myself in the past. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the camera. Just stay still. Okay, I don't know that I've been introducing myself in the past, but we all know I'm new to this. So, welcome to the Bible in a Year. I'm locked. The channel's called WestNPeace. We are reading the Bible. It will be done in a year, and we will have read the whole Bible. Today is day 9. It's Saturday. Oh, it's Sunday, July 12th. Now that I've got all my information messed up, I have to actually check and see what day it is. It's Sunday, July 13th. Okay. That means today is day 10. I forgot. I usually put a post-it note up so that I can remember what day it is, what day we're on. But I apparently didn't put one up yesterday, and I was still stuck on yesterday. So that's trash. So today we're going to read Genesis 20 and 21, Job 9 and 10, Proverbs 2, 6 through 8. But as usual, we're going to start with our A Little God Time for Women devotional. My little hair is just trying to escape. I'm in a really relaxed state today, so I'm not put together. I'm just here. I just woke up, took the dog out, cleaned up a little bit, and went on this video. So take me as I am, or don't take me at all. Sunday, July 13th, the day 10, idolatry. Idolatry? I'm going to say idolatry. It's easy to think of idolatry as a distant issue, defined by people in foreign clothing bowing before intricately carved, literal idols. But idolatry isn't limited to a physical, obvious idol. Idolatry is extreme devotion to something or someone. We can be consumed with admiration for many things. Idolatry can take a million forms in our lives. Idols are simply things that take the number one place in our hearts that should belong to God alone. Do not turn aside, for then you would go after empty things which cannot profit or deliver, for they are nothing. 1 Samuel 12:21. Idols, whether money, a person, a career, or a dream, cannot deliver us. Only the God of the universe, who saved us with his great love, is worthy of our extreme admiration. Only he deserves our love and our reverence. Other things that we may be tempted to chase after won't give us a return or a profit. Examine your heart and ask yourself the hard questions. Is God sitting exclusively on the throne of your heart? Or are there other things that have taken his place as the object of your most extreme passion and affection? Good question. Good questions. If you have answers, put them in the comments. I'm interested to see what kind of idols you know about, what kind of idols you might have in your own life, or the kind of idols that you've seen other people worshiping. So we're going to read Genesis 20 and 21 next. Genesis 20. Abraham and Sarah at Gerar. As I have one contact lens, I need readers for this small print. Abraham and Sarah at Gerar. From there, Abraham journeyed toward the territory of the Negeb and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and he sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah his wife, and Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Amalek, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, behold, you are a dead man, because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. Now Abimelech had not approached her, so he said, Lord, will you slay an innocent people? Did he not himself say to me, she is my sister? And she herself said, he is my brother? In the integrity of my heart and in the innocence of my hands I have done this. Then God said to him in the dream, yes, I know that you have done this in integrity of your heart, and it was I who kept you from sinning against me. Therefore I did not let you touch her. Now, then restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you shall live. But if you do not restore her, know that you shall surely die, and all that are yours. So Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told them all these things. And the men were very much afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? And how have I sinned against you, that you have brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? You have done to me things that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What were you thinking of that you did this thing? Abraham said, I did it because I thought, there is no fear of God at all in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And when God caused me to wander from my father's house, I said to her, This is the kindness you must do me. At every place to which we come, say of me, He is my brother. Then Abimelech took sheep and oxen and male and female slaves and gave them to Abraham and restored Sarah his wife to him. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before you. Dwell where it pleases you. To Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. It is your vindication in the eyes of all who are with you, and before everyone you are righted. Then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, and also healed his wife and female slaves, so that they bore children. For the Lord had closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Genesis 21, the birth of Isaac. The Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did to Sarah as he had promised. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the time of which God had spoken to him. Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, God has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh over me. And she said, Who should have said to Abraham that Sarah would suckle his children? And she said, Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would suckle children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age. Hagar and Ishmael sent away. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, playing with her son Isaac. So she said to Abraham, Cast out this slave woman with her son, for the son of this slave woman shall not be heir with my son Isaac. And the thing was very displeasing to Abraham on account of his son. But God said to Abraham, Be not displeased because of the lad and because of your slave woman. Whatever Sarah says to you, do as she tells you. For through Isaac shall your descendants be named. And I will make a nation of the son of the slave woman also, because he is your offspring. So Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, along with the child, and sent her away. And she departed, and she wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she cast the child under one of the bushes. Then she went and sat down over against him a good way off, about the distance of a bow shot. For she said, Let me not look upon the death of the child. And as she sat over against him, the child lifted up his voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad and hold him fast with your hand, for I will make him a great nation. Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water and gave the lad a drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with the bow. He lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. Abraham and Abimelech make a covenant. At that time, Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, said to Abraham, God is with you in all that you do. Now, therefore, swear to me here by God that you will not deal falsely with me or my offspring or with my posterity. But as I have dealt loyally with you, you will deal with me and the land where you have sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. When Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well of water which Abimelech's servants had seized, Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this thing. You do not tell me, and I have not heard of it until today. So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a covenant. Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock apart, and Abimelech said to Abraham, What is the meaning of the 7 ewe lambs which you have set apart? He said, These 7 ewe lambs you will take from my hand, that you may be a witness for me that I dug this well. Therefore, that place was called Beersheba, because both of them swore an oath. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, rose up and returned to the land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned many days in the land of the Philistines. Concludes Genesis 21. We're moving on to Job. I'm going to be reading Job. Let me just double check. Job 9 and 10. Job 9. Job replies to Bildad. Then Job answered, Truly I know that it is so. But how can a man be just before God? Why is my camera just falling? Excuse me. Job replies to Bildad. Then Job answered, Truly I know that it is so. But how can a man be just before God? It won't say. If one wished to contend with him, one could not answer him once in 1,000 times. He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who has hardened himself against him and succeeded? He who removes mountains, and they knew it not, when he overturns them in his anger, who shakes the earth out of its place and its pillars tremble, who commands the sun and it does not rise, who seals up the stars, who alone stretched out the heavens and trampled the waves of the sea, who made the bear and Orion, the Pleiades, and the chambers of the south, who does great things beyond understanding, and marvelous things without number. Behold, he passes by me, and I see him not. He moves on, but I do not perceive him. Behold, he snatches away. Who can hinder him? Oh, behold, he snatches away. Who can hinder him? Who will say to him, What are you doing? God will not turn his back in anger. Beneath him bowed the helpers of the Rahab. How then can I answer him, choosing my words with him? Though I am innocent, I cannot answer him. I must appeal for mercy to my accuser. If I summon him and he answered me, I would not believe that he was listening to my voice, for he crushes me with a tempest and multiplies my wounds without cause. He will not let me get my breath, but fills me with bitterness. If it is a contest of strength, behold him. If it is a matter of justice, who can summon him? Though I am innocent, my own mouth would condemn me. Though I am blameless, he would prove me perverse. I am blameless. I regard not myself. I loathe my life. It is all one, I say. He destroys both the blameless and the wicked. When disaster brings sudden death, he mocks at the calamity of the innocent. The earth is given to the land of the wicked. He covers the face of its judges. If it is not he, who then is it? My days are swifter than a runner. They flee away. They see no good. They go by like skiffs of a reed, like an eagle swooping on the prey. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will put off my sad countenance and be of good cheer, I become afraid of all my suffering, for I know you will not hold me innocent. I shall be condemned. Why then do I labor in vain? If I wash myself with snow and cleanse my hands with lye, yet you will plunge me into a pit, and my own clothes will abhor me. For he is not a man as I am, that I might answer him, that we should come to trial together. There is no umpire between us who might lay his hand upon us both. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not dread of him terrify me. Then I would speak without fear of him, for I am not so in myself. Job 10. Job says he loathes his life. I loathe my life. I will give free utterance to my complaint. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Let me know why you contend against me. Does it seem good to you to oppress, to despise the work of your hands and favor the designs of the wicked? Do you have eyes of the flesh? Do you see as man sees? Are your days as the days of a man, your years as man years? That you seek out my iniquity and search for my sin, though you know that I am not guilty, and there is none to deliver out of your hand. Your hand fashioned and made me. Now you turn about and destroy me. Remember that you have made me of clay, and will you turn me to dust again? Did you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? You clothed me with skin and flesh, and knit me together with bones and sinews. You have granted me life and mercy, and your care has preserved my spirit. Yet these things you hid in your heart. I knew that this was your purpose. If I sin, you mark me, and do not acquit me of my iniquity. If I am wicked, woe to me. If I am righteous, I cannot lift up my head, for I am filled with disgrace, and look upon my affliction. And if I lift myself up, you hunt me like a lion, and again work wonders against me. You renew your witnesses against me, and increase your vexation toward me. You bring flesh hosts against me. Why did you bring me forth from the womb? Would that I had died before any eye had seen me, and were, as though I had not been, carried from the womb to the grave. Are not the days of my life few? Let me alone, that I might find a little comfort, before I go from where I shall not return, to the land of gloom and deep darkness, the land of gloom and chaos, where light is as darkness. This concludes our reading of Job. Now we're going to go on to Proverbs. We're reading Proverbs 2, 6 through 8. Let me just double check. Yes, Proverbs 2, 6 through 8. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice and preserving guarding the paths of justice and preserving the way of his saints. That is Proverbs 6 through 8, verse 2, 6 through 8. I'm going to read it one more time because I got a little distracted and I want to give my full attention to what I'm doing. So we're reading from the book of Proverbs, verse 2, 6 through 8. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice and preserving the way of his saints. That concludes our Bible readings for the day. Today's day 13. No, sorry. I'm never going to get this in my head. Today's July 13th, and we are on day 10. Reflecting on the word from the Bible in a Year companion book, book 1. There's actually 4 of these companion books because the Bible is long. So this is days 1 through 120. When we get to day 121, we'll be switching this out for the next one. Reflect on the word. In so many of these early stories, we see Abraham walking in faith, but we also see him faltering. He submits to circumcision and enters into covenant with the Lord. But when he goes to Egypt, and again with Abimelech, he seems to falter in his courage. He passes off Sarah as a sister twice out of fear. So often we can be walking in faith and just fall flat on our faces. It is a grace that we have the sacrament of reconciliation, that we know that the heart of the Lord is mercy. The Lord appears to Abimelech in a dream and tells him to stay away from Sarah because she is Abraham's wife. So Abimelech is kept from sin. How many times does God preserve us from a fall? We might not even have any awareness until we get to heaven of all the times that He has kept us from falling. Yet there are also times when He allows us to fall like Abraham, to learn to trust. When we fail, we can learn what it is to be loved in our failure, to learn that our failure doesn't disqualify us. Abraham's failure to trust did not disqualify him from the covenant, and our failure does not disqualify us. God continues to call us back to Himself, even if that road is hard to understand. Job expresses questions that many of us had. Why do you, Lord, allow me to come into existence and then abandon me like this? Though I am striving to be righteous, why does it seem like you do not care? Lord, do you not care that I'm hurting so much? I thought living righteously mattered to you. It now seems like it doesn't matter at all. We've all kind of felt like that, right? I know I felt like that before. We thank God for His word, knowing that there is so much we do not understand about His life. But the closer we stay to Him, the more we grow in wisdom, and the more clearly we see things, even in the midst of suffering. That's our reflection. Take it to prayer. Father in heaven, we give you praise and glory. Thank you so much for your word. Lord, you work your wonders. You are so mysterious in how you reveal yourself to us. Once again, Father, you have revealed to us the way in which you work through brokenness. You work through people who are fickle. You work through the ways that we try to get out of things and the way that we try to understand your will, your heart. You are more than we can ever imagine. You are more than we ever could understand or grasp or hope for or long for. But you are God, living and true. So we thank you for sharing your word with us today. Help us to understand your word, to receive it, to receive the parts that are hard to understand, and to allow our lens to be shaped by your revelation, by the revelations of your heart, working in our lives on this day. In Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Now for our deeper dive. This is a visual. It is showing a city that is surrounded by a wall, and pillars are in the wall. I'm assuming those are probably guard towers or some such thing. Around this city is dirt. It's just surrounded by dirt or desert or barren land. But it looks like it's just sand. There's a river next to the city. And on the opposite side of the city from the river, there are plenty of farmlands. You can see the farmlands just pretty much everywhere. They're between two rivers. The farmlands end at another river. This picture depicts the possible reconstruction. This picture depicts the possible reconstruction of Sodom. The reconstruction drawing of Tal el Hammam in the Middle Bronze Age shows a good candidate, archaeologically speaking, for the location of Sodom and Gomorrah. See Genesis 19. Now I'm going to show you the picture. You can take a screenshot. You can read it. That's what people believe that Sodom looked like. A little bit of a close-up so you can see all the farmland. You can see that it's between two rivers. And you can see how it's surrounded by, it looks like nothing until you get to those farmlands. This concludes day 10 of our Bible in a Year series. Again, I'm locked. This channel is called WestNPeace. It's a baby, brand new channel. Purpose of the channel is to learn together, grow together, do things together. Y'all didn't tell me I had something in my eye. And learn together, to grow together, to build community, to have networking, to know that we're not alone. Just basically that, and you're looking inside my brain every time you watch a video, a short, or something that's in my channel. So for us to get to know each other better, for us to have a community, for us to learn, to not go on hearsay, which is why we're reading the actual Bible. I'm not preaching verses to you. I'm not saying that somebody said something or something happened here or there. We are reading the actual Bible so that we can get the first-hand account of what is in it. And that way we can be empowered to know what we know and not know what we think we know because we heard it from somebody else. So if you enjoyed the content, you made it this far, like the video, push that thumbs up button. Please comment. Let me know what you're thinking about the series, if you've been watching it every day, if you watch it all at once, if you watch them every single day separately. Just give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on with you. All right, thanks so much. See you next time.